Hello, and welcome back to Speak English Fluently.
Hi everyone! We are so happy you're here with us today. This channel helps you practice real English every day.
Please click that subscribe button and like this video. Hey Anna, how have you been doing lately?
Honestly, Adam, I feel a bit drained today.
Oh really? You always look so energetic though.
Well, that is just the surface, you know?
Yeah, I totally get that feeling of exhaustion.
It feels like the world just never stops.
Exactly. So let's talk about that pressure today. Everyone I meet says they are so busy.
Yeah, being busy is the new normal now.
It is like a badge of honor, really.
True, we wear our stress like a trophy.
Do you feel guilty when you just sit?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I'm lazy.
That is a dangerous mindset to have, Anna.
I know, but silence feels so heavy sometimes.
We try to fill every gap with noise.
Exactly. When did resting become a bad thing?
I think society pushes us to always move.
If you're not moving, you're falling behind.
That is exactly how I feel most days.
Have you tried just doing nothing for hours?
No way. My brain would start to panic.
Same here. The guilt is very real.
We confuse being busy with actually being productive.
Oh yeah, running in circles but going nowhere.
It feels like running on a fast treadmill.
And you cannot find the emergency stop button.
So how do we break this crazy cycle?
We must admit that we are just humans.
Humans, not robots programmed to work nonstop.
Right, we need to recharge our own batteries.
But saying that is easier than doing it.
For sure, it takes practice to slow down.
Do you judge people who take long breaks?
Sometimes I secretly envy their free time.
Me too. I wish I could chill.
We're addicted to the rush of stress.
That adrenaline keeps us going through the day.
Until we crash and burn out eventually, Adam.
Yeah, the crash is always painful and hard.
Have you noticed how we greet each other?
You mean asking about work and our projects?
Yes, we never ask, did you rest well?
Wow, that is a very good point, actually.
We value output more than our mental health.
We need to change that narrative right now.
Absolutely. Resting is actually a part of work.
Without rest, the quality of work goes down.
True, you cannot pour from an empty cup.
I love that quote. It is so true.
But we keep trying to pour and pour.
Then we wonder why we feel so empty.
It's a vicious cycle we're stuck in.
Do you think our phones make it worse?
Oh, definitely. We are connected all day and night.
Work emails follow us into our bedrooms too.
There's no boundary between work and life.
I check my emails right after waking up.
Adam, that is the worst way to start.
I know, but I fear missing something important.
The world will not end in 5 minutes.
You are right, but anxiety tells me otherwise.
We have to relearn how to just be.
Just be present without a clear agenda, right?
Exactly. Value your existence, not just your production.
That sounds so peaceful, but also so hard.
It's a journey, not a quick fix.
I guess we start by acknowledging the problem.
Yes, admitting we are tired is the first step.
We are tired of pretending to be superheroes.
So let's drop the mask for a bit.
Speaking of masks, our phones are huge triggers.
Oh yeah, the infinite scroll is a total trap.
I compare my life to strangers every day.
We all do that. It is really unhealthy.
Their highlight reels make my life look boring.
Remember, nobody posts their bad days on Instagram.
True, but I still feel like I'm failing.
That is the fear of missing out talking.
FOMO hits me hard on Friday nights, Anna.
Seeing friends out while you're at home?
Exactly. I feel like I'm losing time.
But staying home is often exactly what we need.
Why does it feel so wrong to rest?
Because the screen tells us we must have fun.
It creates this false standard of a good life.
A good life is not always photogenic, Adam.
Wow, I really like how you phrased that.
We chase likes instead of actual real moments.
I check for notifications way too many times.
It creates a constant buzz in our heads.
Do you ever just delete those heavy apps?
I tried, but I always download them again.
It is a serious addiction we do not discuss.
We are terrified of being out of the loop.
Not knowing the latest trends feels scary sometimes.
But does knowing them actually make us happy?
Honestly, it usually just makes me feel anxious.
See, we feed our anxiety with more information.
It is like drinking salt water when thirsty.
That is a perfect metaphor for social media.
We need to stop looking at other screens.
And start looking at our own reality more.
My reality is messy, but at least it is mine.
Embracing the mess is better than fake perfection.
Do you think people really care about us?
They're too busy worrying about themselves, really.
So we perform for an audience that isn't watching.
That is a sad but funny truth.
We waste so much mental energy on this.
Imagine using that energy for your own peace.
I would probably feel much lighter and calmer.
Comparison really is the thief of all joy.
It steals our gratitude for what we have.
We forget our own wins watching someone else.
I saw a friend buy a new house.
And you suddenly felt bad about your apartment?
Yes, even though I love my place usually.
See how quickly it shifts your mindset?
It turns contentment into jealousy in 1 second.
We have to curate our feeds more carefully.
Unfollowing people might be a good first step.
If it does not bring joy, remove it.
I need to be brave enough to disconnect.
The world will still be there when you return.
I worry I will be forgotten by everyone.
Real friends will reach out offline, you know?
That is a good test for true friendship.
Digital validation is not the same as love.
We confuse likes with actual human connection often.
It leaves us feeling lonely in a crowd.
So less scrolling and more living is the goal.
Absolutely. Let's focus on our own unique path.
But all this stress affects my body too.
Oh yeah, the physical signs are always there.
My body screams before my mind even knows it.
Usually we just ignore those warning signals completely.
I get these terrible headaches right behind my eyes.
That is tension building up from staring at screens.
And my sleep schedule is completely messed up lately.
Lying awake at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling?
Exactly, playing every mistake I made on a loop.
The brain just refuses to shut down at night.
I wake up feeling more tired than before sleeping.
That is a classic sign of emotional exhaustion, Adam.
I also feel irritated by the smallest things.
Like when someone chews too loudly near you.
Yes, or when the internet is slightly slow.
We lose our patience because our battery is low.
I feel like a robot just completing tasks.
Autopilot mode. You're there, but not really there.
Exactly. I drive home and forget the whole trip.
That dissociation is scary when you think about it.
My shoulders are always up by my ears, too.
You are holding the weight of the world there.
I have to remind myself to unclench my jaw.
We carry stress in our bodies without noticing it.
Sometimes my heart races for absolutely no reason.
That is your nervous system staying in fight mode.
It feels like running from a bear constantly.
But there's no bear, just an email.
Yes, an email cannot actually hurt me physically.
Our bodies react like it's life or death.
Do you get stomach aches when you are stressed?
Oh yeah, my appetite disappears when I'm anxious.
I just want to eat everything in sight usually.
We use food to numb the feelings we have.
It is another way to escape reality, I guess.
But the relief is only temporary, never lasting long.
Then the guilt comes back even stronger than before.
We are so hard on ourselves for being human.
I ignore these signs until I get actually sick.
That is your body forcing you to finally stop.
Why do we wait for a collapse to rest?
Because we think we can push through the pain.
Resilience is good, but this is just stubbornness.
There's a fine line between endurance and damage.
I have crossed that line way too many times.
We need to listen to the whispers, not screams.
Whispers like take a break or breathe deeply?
Exactly. Catch it before it becomes a full burnout.
But people might think I'm weak or lazy.
Ignoring your health is not a sign of strength.
Society praises the hustle, not the self-care routine.
Screw society. You have to live in your body.
You're right. I need to prioritize my health.
Start by checking in with yourself every single day.
Just asking, how does my body feel right now?
Yes, and actually listening to the answer you get.
Sometimes the answer is, I need to say no.
Saying no is a very powerful tool.
It's also the hardest word to say aloud.
We want to please everyone around us all time.
I feel selfish whenever I refuse a simple request.
Saying yes to them means saying no to yourself.
That's a perspective shift I really need today.
We have limited energy. We must protect it well.
Boundaries are not walls, they're actually gates.
Let's talk about how to keep those gates locked.
We talked about locking gates, which sounds tough.
It is tough, especially if you are a people pleaser.
I say yes before I even think about it.
It's a reflex, like catching a falling object.
Then I regret it immediately after walking away.
The resentment builds up when we do that.
I feel angry at them for asking me.
But you're really angry at yourself for agreeing.
Ouch, that truth hits a little too close home.
We fear that they will stop liking us.
I want to be the helpful, reliable friend.
You can be reliable without sacrificing your own peace.
How do you say no without sounding rude?
You just say, I cannot commit to this.
Do I need to give a big excuse?
No. No is a complete sentence by itself.
I always invent a fake appointment or something.
Lying drains your energy just as much, Adam.
It feels safer than just saying I'm tired.
Being tired is a valid reason to decline.
I guess I don't value my own time enough.
If you don't respect your time, nobody else will.
That is the harsh reality I need to learn.
Think about your energy like a bank account.
I'm definitely overdrawn at the bank right now.
You keep spending money you don't even have.
My boss asked for overtime again last Friday.
And let me guess, you smiled and said yes.
I did not want to look uncommitted to work.
But now you're burned out and less effective.
It's a trap. I work more, achieve less.
Try saying, I can check this on Monday.
That sounds professional, but firm. I like it.
It sets a clear boundary for your weekend.
What if they get mad or disappointed in me?
Their reaction is not your responsibility to manage.
I absorb other people's emotions like a sponge.
You need an emotional raincoat to stay dry.
I love that image of an emotional raincoat.
It stops you from soaking up their negativity.
So I protect my space to save my sanity.
Exactly. Self-preservation is necessary for survival today.
I tried saying no to a dinner last week.
Oh, really? How did it feel in the end?
Terrifying at first, but then I felt so free.
And the world did not explode, did it?
No, my friend just said, okay, maybe next time.
See, we imagine the worst-case scenario always.
I spent the night reading a book instead.
That sounds infinitely better than a forced dinner.
It recharged me for the rest of the week.
That is the reward for protecting your boundaries.
I need to practice this more often, honestly.
Start small. Say no to little things first.
Like saying no to extra sugar in coffee?
Sure. Or declining a boring phone call.
I usually let the phone ring and feel guilty.
Put it on Do Not Disturb mode unapologetically.
That simple setting changes the whole game, really.
It puts you back in control of your life.
Control is what we're all looking for.
But we find it by letting go, paradoxically.
We need simple ways to disconnect and reset.
Simplicity is the key to finding real peace.
We mentioned simplicity, but my mind is complex.
We overcomplicate relaxing. It should be effortless, really.
I usually try to meditate, but I fail.
Meditation can be intimidating if you force it.
I sit there thinking about my grocery list.
That is actually very common and normal.
So what is the easier alternative for us?
Have you tried just walking without your phone?
Walking without a podcast? That sounds so boring.
It forces you to look at the world
I might actually see the trees for once.
and hear the birds instead of a notification.
Nature has a way of slowing us down.
It grounds us. It reminds us we exist.
I tried sitting on a park bench yesterday.
Just watching people pass by? That is nice.
It felt weirdly calm, like time stood still.
You were living in the moment, finally, truly.
Another thing is my morning coffee routine, actually.
Do you drink it while checking your emails?
I used to, but now I stopped that.
Tasting the coffee is a form of mindfulness.
The smell alone wakes me up now, honestly.
It is a small ritual that sparks joy.
I focus on the warmth of the cup.
That is exactly what grounding feels like, really.
It stops the racing thoughts for 5 minutes.
5 minutes of peace is better than 0.
Do you ever write things down on paper?
Journaling? Oh yeah, it clears the mental clutter.
I started writing my worries before sleeping.
Getting them out of your head is smart.
The paper holds the stress, not my brain.
It makes the problems look smaller and manageable.
Inside my head, they look like giant monsters.
On paper, they are just words in ink.
What about breathing? Everyone says just breathe deeply.
It sounds cliché, but it actually works wonders.
I forget to breathe when I get stressed.
We hold our breath when we are tense.
A deep breath feels like a system reset.
Try counting to 4 while you inhale slowly.
Then hold it for 4 and exhale slowly.
Exactly. It tricks your body into relaxing immediately.
I can do that anywhere, even in meetings.
No one even knows you are doing it.
It is a secret weapon against instant panic.
Grounding is just coming back to your senses.
Is that the 5-4-3-2-1 technique I heard about?
Yes, 5 things you see, 4 you touch.
It pulls you out of the anxiety spiral.
You realize you are safe in this room.
Sometimes I just need to wash my face.
Cold water is a great shock to reset.
It wakes me up from the stress trance.
These are all tiny tools for your toolkit.
We do not need a grand vacation plan.
A mini vacation in your mind is enough.
I feel calmer just talking about these things.
Peace is available if we choose to pause.
But we are imperfect. We will forget this.
And that's okay too. We're learning.
I guess perfection is not the goal here.
Not at all. Let's talk about embracing flaws.
We chase perfection like it is the only option.
But perfection is just a mirage in the desert.
I will be happy when I'm finally perfect.
That finish line keeps moving further away, Adam.
So we are running a race we cannot win.
Exactly. We need to accept our messy lives.
My apartment is messy. My mind is messy too.
And you are still worthy of love regardless.
That is hard to believe on my bad days.
Be kind to yourself, like you were a friend.
I'm my own worst critic most of the time.
We say terrible things to ourselves in our heads.
Things we would never say to another person.
Imagine talking to a child like you do.
I would destroy their confidence in just 1 minute.
So why do you do it to yourself then?
I thought being tough would make me better.
Kindness motivates us much more than fear does.
So it's actually okay not to be okay.
That's the most important lesson of all.
Some days I just want to stay in bed.
Then stay in bed. The world can wait today.
I feel like I'm failing when I stop.
Resting is part of the process, not failure.
We view our emotions as problems to solve.
Emotions are just data, not good or bad.
Even sadness has a purpose in our lives.
It tells us what we care about deeply.
I usually try to push the sadness away.
What you resist will always persist. Remember that.
So I should invite my anxiety for tea?
Yes, sit with it. Don't fight it.
That sounds terrifying, but also kind of relieving.
Peace is not the absence of all trouble.
It's finding calm in the middle of chaos.
Exactly. The storm is outside, not inside you.
I need to build a stronger inner shelter.
Self-compassion is the bricks for that shelter.
I forgive myself for not being a superhero.
You are just human, Adam. That is enough.
Enough is a word I need to use more.
You do enough. You have enough. You are enough.
Wow, that mantra feels really good to say.
Repeat it when the inner critic gets loud.
It silences the voice that says do more.
We are valuable just because we exist here.
Not because of our job title or salary.
Those things are external. They can vanish quickly.
My inner peace must depend on me only.
It is an inside job, strictly and completely.
I will mess up again tomorrow, I know.
And you will forgive yourself again tomorrow, too.
It's a constant practice of starting over.
Every breath is a chance to start again.
No past mistakes define who I am today.
You are constantly growing and changing every day.
Embracing the flow instead of swimming upstream.
Let life happen for you, not to you.
That shift in perspective changes everything for me.
We are all just figuring it out slowly.
Nobody actually has it all figured out, right?
No one. We're all just improvising daily.
That makes me feel less alone in this.
We're all in this messy boat together.
We covered a lot of deep ground today.
Yeah, it felt good to talk so openly.
Remember, you are never alone in this struggle.
We all have our battles, big and small.
Be kind to yourself this week, okay, everyone?
And take a deep breath whenever you need.
If you enjoyed this chat, please support us.
Hit that like button and subscribe for more.
We love reading your comments and stories below.
Your support really helps us keep this going.
Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys.
Take care of your minds. See you soon.